Hi, I'm Upwards, and welcome to another day in the life with me, and today with the iPhone XR. Okay, so let's talk about why the iPhone XR in 2024. The iPhone XR is special because it is the first standard iPhone with an all-screen display and was a big step away from the iPhone 8 that had released from last year. It followed the trend of the iPhone X and introduced a lot of new features but at a lower price so that it will be more accessible to more people. However, 6 years later, how does the iPhone XR hold up in 2024? That's what we're going to figure out today, and we're going to see if this phone is the best budget iPhone in 2024. As a university student, I'm going to be taking the iPhone XR through its paces to see if its performance, display, cameras, and most importantly, the battery life can hold up in 2024. The battery health of this iPhone XR is at 86%, so this is going to be a good indicator for some of you who are looking at buying a used iPhone XR. I'm going to be keeping a battery indicator down below so that you can see how the iPhone XR does throughout the day. Currently it's 908 and the battery percentage is at 99%. So let's get into this day.
Feel the ticking in my ears, no. Is it near the end? Fade out.
Okay, so I'm now at uni and it's time to talk about the performance of the iPhone XR. While I was on the train, I used all my social media apps such as YouTube, Instagram, and all likes, and so far the performance has been satisfactory. It's not snappy or fast by any means, but it did get the job done and it was relatively smooth. There were a few lags and stutters here and there, and I did notice that the Spotify app did crash while I was trying to shoot a 4K video, which leads me to think that 3GB of RAM is probably not enough in 2024. As optimized as Apple has been managing their RAM, 3GB is just not going to cut it in 2024. Now, it's something to note that at 1011, the battery percentage is at 86%, which is actually not very good. And I did notice the phone was warming up quite a bit, so I think that the iPhone XR is using more of its performance cores to keep everything smooth, which means that we are basically using more battery power to keep the phone using more performance. So it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day if the iPhone XR will keep doing this. Will it keep using more power just to keep the phone as smooth as possible, or will it balance out a bit more and we will get a bit more battery life at the end of the day? Because 86% at this time, it's not very good, and I'm not really sure if this is going to last the whole day, but we'll find out, especially when this phone is pretty big and it has a pretty big battery. I hope it does last throughout the whole day, but we're going to have to see if it can hold up still. But otherwise, the performance has been pretty satisfactory, but that's the real question. Will it last through the whole day? Alright, it's time for me to work on my assignment, so I'll see you guys later.
How time flies, like we on a different timeline. Tell me that you're here and feeling down for anything. Oh, I'm down for anything. It's fine line, that we keep on walking all night. Tell me that you're here and feeling down for anything. Oh, I'm down for anything. Down, 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 if we can keep it. Down, 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 if we can keep it. Down, down, down. Oh, I'm down for anything. Down, 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 if we can keep it. Down, 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 if we can keep it. Down, down, down. Oh, I'm down for anything. Yeah, we can make a mess inside this booth. You're taking me to places old and new.
Okay, so I just wrapped up some work on some of my lectures and stuff, and now I'm going to head to the other campus. So, time to take the bus. Shout out to Upwards. Okay, so I've just made it to the other campus, and I just want to quickly talk about the design of the iPhone XR. So the iPhone XR was a pretty big step away from the iPhone 8, obviously, and it was actually a pretty big step from the iPhone 10. It was a lot more bigger and a lot more rounder, but it is very thick and very curvy. In 2024, I would say from the back of the phone, it looks pretty reasonable. I mean, we only have one camera, so it does stick out a little bit in the world of smartphones where most phones have at least 3 or 4 cameras, but overall it has a very clean, simple aesthetic, which is very nice. On the front, we actually do have a 6.1-inch LCD display, but it has very, very thick borders, which look a bit funny in 2024. But other than that, it has a very simple, quite ergonomic feeling and a quite minimalistic aesthetic going on. So 2024, the iPhone XR design isn't anything amazing. It looks alright, but it does have that minimalistic, simple look if that's what you're looking for. Now, I also wanted to talk about the display of the iPhone XR. We have a 6.1-inch LCD display, which in 2024 is pretty old. There's not many phones that have LCD displays anymore because everyone has switched to OLED. So the contrast ratio and the sharpness of the display is not particularly great or amazing by any means. It has a peak brightness of 625 nits. It is pretty below average at this stage. Looking at content, it still looks pretty alright, but I still think that the display on the iPhone XR is pretty lacking in 2024.
Hey guys, welcome back to Upwards YouTube channel. As always, remember to. I already walked in over didn't I? I was like doing it. Hi!
What are you up to, man?
Me, just trying to study, bro. Like, I spent the entire week sort of preparing for one test, which I had the day before yesterday, and now I have to just take all of my energy and put it into this test, which I only basically started doing the papers today morning. So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Roland, how are you doing? How are you doing, Roland?
Good.
Good. Does that look good? Yo.
Hello again.
Okay, so it's currently 107 now, and our battery percentage is at 65%. And so I quickly want to check in with the iPhone XR, and actually the performance has been decreasing, I would say. Performance has actually been lagging a lot more recently, and I've been experiencing a few apps crashing here and there, so performance hasn't been really good on the iPhone XR. Well, this is a 6-year-old phone, so it's kind of to be expected, but it looks like the battery percentage is dropping slower, so might be balancing out. Okay guys, so I'm going to do some testing with the cameras on the iPhone XR. I'm here with my friend Ami.
Hi guys.
And she's going to do some modeling for me. So let's see how this camera does, because there's only one single 12 megapixel camera, which is like today most phones have more than one camera, so it'll be interesting to see if the iPhone XR does hold up. Okay, let's take some pictures. The single 12 megapixel sensor on the iPhone XR is actually pretty reasonable. As you can see in these shots, it captures a wide dynamic range and has great color representation. The details and sharpness look great with low noise. The portrait mode doesn't look bad either, and generally the shots that came out of this sensor are pretty good. Okay, just finished taking some photos, and it's pretty cold out here.
It is super chilly, and I'm feeling a little cold. I just had a cold drink, so I'm feeling even more cold. But we got some good shots.
And Ami's pretty excited.
I'm pretty excited.
She's pretty happy with it.
On his page.
Quick note on the iPhone XR. We did try taking a lot of photos, but for some reason it was really glitchy and it even crashed sometimes. So I don't know. Yeah, even froze. So this is pretty worrying for the iPhone XR. But let's keep going on the day in the life. The next couple hours involved me getting to a Bible study at 2 p.m. and then my lecture that started at 3 p.m., which is actually the last lecture I have for trimester 1.
Smiling like that.
Okay, so I finished my lecture and I'm about to go to work, but I want to quickly check in again with the iPhone XR. Currently 404 and our battery percentage is at 47%. And just like I said before in our last check-in, this iPhone XR has actually been struggling quite a lot throughout the day, and I think it's getting worse actually. In fact, its apps are relaunching and taking longer to launch, and it looks like the performance is just really struggling to keep up in 2024. Even using apps like Instagram and YouTube are just lagging a lot more and being a bit more buggier. So I don't really think that the iPhone XR is going to be a really good recommendation, and I'm not even sure if it's going to get through my day in the life because we still have quite a lot of things to do today, and we're already at 47%. But we'll see what happens, and I'll see you guys later.
Test on the selfie camera. I actually got a really cool sunset in the background, but I think you can see it. Anyway, this is a 7 megapixel camera, so it's not really the highest quality. You can't even do 4K, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think the quality of the selfie camera is. Okay, so I've just gone home and it's pretty much the end of the day. So it's time to go through the iPhone XR to see how the battery performance is done throughout the day. So it's currently 9:22 and our battery percentage is at 2%, which is very bad. So let's take a look at the battery performance. The screen on time for today was 3 hours and the screen off time was 1 hour and 12 minutes. So we can see here that 49% of the usage was from Instagram, a bit from YouTube, the camera, Spotify, and so forth. And now the battery percentage is at 1%, just as I was talking. So I'm going to say that the iPhone XR does not survive my day in the life. To be perfectly honest, the iPhone XR has missed my expectations, and I don't really think that this iPhone is a really good choice to buy in 2024. The performance has been very on and off throughout the day, and I do believe that to keep the performance as smooth as possible, they have pushed the chip a bit further so it's draining more power and taking up more battery life. And I did notice a lot of lags, a lot of stutters, apps crashing, apps relaunching, so the iPhone XR performance-wise is not a good choice. So I won't recommend the iPhone XR for performance. Looking at the display, the iPhone XR has an LCD display, which is pretty old technology at this stage. It also has pretty thick borders compared to other competitors in this market. I don't think this is even a good choice as well. The cameras, well, you only have one single 12 megapixel on the back and one 7 megapixel in the front, which in today's landscape of smartphones is very limiting, seeing that most phones have at least 2 or 3 cameras. So if you find with taking photos from one angle, the iPhone XR could be suitable for you. It does have a great sensor which takes really good quality pictures, probably better than most other phones than the budget landscape right now, but remember you only have one camera to choose from, and the selfie camera isn't that great either as well. And finally, with the battery life. The battery life is not really good by any means, and it didn't even survive my day, which only ended with 3 hours of screen on time, which I would say is pretty poor in 2024. Alright, so that wraps up my day in the life with the iPhone XR. Hopefully this helped you guys with your buying decision. I'm Upwards, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.